I'm on a mission to platinum every single game on the PlayStation catalogue, with today's game being... We play as Jason Brody, who explores Rook Island's natural beauties on all levels, land, sea and air, until... Oh, that was all footage from a while ago, and we're actually now in a cage, imprisoned by no other than Nacho. We're in prison with our brother Grant, who is in the army, and that's why he can do this. We make a plan with Grant to save all of our other friends, so we escape without Grant and fall into a river for our first achievement. We wake up with Dennis, who is giving us a tattoo, and he explains that he saved us because we're a special warrior that must walk the path of the Rakyat to save this island, which is a lot of information to process since last week we were snorting crack out of a hooker's arsehole. Dennis tells us not to worry as there's plenty of hookers on this island, and in fact the #1 hooker in all of Rook Island is here in this very town. He kindly offers to pay for us, but we refuse since she's 12. Dennis sets us out on a different mission instead, liberating outposts, skinning animals, and gathering leaves. After doing this and going back to Dennis, he decides that we've become strong enough to take the lives of humans and dogs. After we liberate the outpost, we head to do a most wanted quest. These quests usually task you with killing certain enemies in specific ways or with specific weapons. Nice. We do the same for another quest, but this time we hunt animals. We I spy a house on top of a hill and try to resist the impulse to take a bunch of unknown substances. An old man appears and tells us he is one of our friends, but if we want to see her, he needs some magic mushrooms. We craft some kit for our journey and head on a trip we will never forget.
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
We collect the mushrooms, give the mushrooms to the crack addict, and see our friend who I forgot the name of. Yeah. Rook Island may be populated by sex traffickers and drug lords, however this island is actually quite beautiful, and I think here's a good time to talk a little bit about the achievements. Now, Far Cry 3 isn't actually that much of a slug to platinum. With a total of 44 achievements, they are very simply broken up into 3 sections. Story related that you can't miss, miscellaneous objectives like killing enemies in certain ways, and collectibles like unlocking all outposts and collecting letters and relics. Also, whilst recording this now, I have been so sick the last few days, you can probably hear it in my voice, so give me a W in the comments below so I get better. Even better as well, my file got corrupted for a chunk of gameplay which thankfully was quite short, where I missed 2 achievements, one for liberating an outpost without setting off any alarms, and another for jumping off a zipline and killing an enemy. But don't worry, I do both of these achievements multiple times throughout my playthrough, so I'll show them when we get there. And we snipe an enemy over 70 meters away for another achievement. We then do one of the final side quests, which is to deliver supplies within a time limit. Now I don't know why, but as a kid I really struggled with this. I mean, the driving isn't the greatest in Far Cry games, but I must have been extra special as a kid. We break into one of Vaas's camps as we got some intel that our girlfriend might be there. We massacre the locals and come across an empty room with a video loop. We get jump scared and taken to a temple where we are interrogated by Insanity Man.
I'm taking it.
He burns down the temple and we head back up to save Lisa because we're the main character of the game and that's what we have to do. We take Lisa back to Drugman's house where we meet our other friend who's blonde, and we tell our girlfriend that our brother's dead. She says sorry and we take drugs.
I am gay. I like men.
We then get 5 more easy achievements before heading to the Rakyat temple to meet Citra, Vaas's sister. She drugs us and we see visions of the near future and a pretty cool knife which we are destined to retrieve. We wake up to Dennis tattooing us again, which is now pretty weird to happen a second time, and we become initiated into the Rakyat. Immediately blessed with its new power comes absolutely no responsibility, because we head out and burn a man alive with a blowtorch. We go around the island, activating every radio tower available to us on the North Isle, getting us our halfway mark. We craft 25 syringes for another achievement and help Ollie escape from being sold into slavery. We shoot our way through hordes of pirates until we reach the safety of our lonely cove. We spot our girlfriend making a grave for our brother, so we go and drown ourselves. Coming to our senses, we learn to appreciate the beauty of life and get back on track by exploring the island for 60 relics, which is about half of what is actually available on the map, so luckily we don't have to actually collect them all. As we do some missions for a gay pervert, which there's nothing wrong with being gay, it's just that he's non-consensually bumming our friend. We burn some people alive to attempt to feel something,
I put my dick in a blender just to feel something,
and head towards the homosexual bum den, where our friend has a slightly sore bottom. The hairy man in tight gym shorts says we can't leave, so in the least homophobic way possible, we kill him. We take our friend back to Lonely Cove and indulge in some drugs.
oh yeah!
Back in the land of the living, we do some honest work by killing and skinning a rare animal. And in the next mission, we get quite a difficult trophy for blowing up 4 people at once with 1 explosive, which was quite lucky because if we had to do it after I'd done all the missions in the game, it would have been very pain. Massacring Hoyt's men, we commandeer a very important transport vehicle in hopes that Hoyt, the man himself who runs the entire sex trafficking trade on this island, is in there. But when we open the back doors, oh no, it's Vaas. Vaas captures us and proceeds to tell us the definition of insanity. I never took him for a dictionary type of guy, but you never know these days. He kicks our cinder block that's tied to our feet off a cliff and we proceed to drown. But guys, we are Jason Brody, the main character of Far Cry 3. We're not gonna drown. Instead, we're gonna go to the nearest camp and shoot fucking rocket launchers at people. We hijack a plane that immediately gets shot down, and Vaas, again, shows us in practice the definition of insanity.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
I want to say a huge thank you to everyone watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Right, so we still aren't dead, and we crawl our way out of a deep hole filled with corpses of anorexic rice farmers. After escaping, we again meet Dennis, who is so confused how we escaped death for the 4th time, and we show him our lucky lighter that took the bullet. Our equipment is found in a nearby camp, so we go and grab that, and head over to Citra, who drugs and takes advantage of us. Enough of that, you little perverts. Citra then tells us some pretty weird stuff.
Every man you fight dies and deserves to have his life taken from him.
Citra, what the fuck? Citra tells us that her brother Vaas is a little bonkers and needs a swift unaliving. So we go ahead to Vaas's hideout and get shanked.
Peekaboo, motherfucker.
We end up seeing some pretty interesting things and end the greatest Far Cry character's life in the matter of a few short seconds.
Citra, I won.
We tell Citra about how we murdered her brother, which she seemed to like, and our boy Dennis rants on about how he was a mechanic and he loves Citra, and he's also a bit jealous that we'd be clapping that jungle ass, but he's really weird about it, so we take a one-way flight right off the island to the next one over.
Are you sure this makes you works? Trust me! Familiar faces.
Our first sightsee is to visit the Crazy Cock Bar and play underground poker, because we had a little birdie tell us that this heavily tattooed bearded German is a spy that should help us. He holds us at gunpoint in an alley, we say Wunderbar, and his German defences are immediately destroyed. In his gaff, we cook up some of that good stuff and travel across the entire map, clearing all 34 outposts along the way. After capturing all outposts, the island becomes so peaceful. We get to enjoy the glorious incandescent sun and revel in its beauty. And then of course, gamble. Like in every video game I play, I enjoy a wonderful game of poker. So much in fact, I spend many hours doing so. The goal is to get 1,500 dollary dues in profit, which is pretty easy since I'm a poker veteran, making my favourite part of any game quite sure. I'm not sponsored by any gambling company. Gamble at your own risk. Gambling is bad. We finally meet the man, the myth, the legend, Hoyt, and he ends up telling us some pretty scary stuff, and we have to go torture our younger brother. Hoyt is so impressed that we beat the living shit out of our sibling that he invites us to private poker night. Just before though, we finish up another 3 achievements for collectibles and maxing out our tatao. Poker with Hoyt goes as well as you'd might expect.
Sorry. House rules.
So, as we can see, Hoyt is fucking insane. He ends up cutting off our finger because he thinks we're a sneaky little cheat, but in fact we're actually just that sick at poker. Jason goes demon mode, killing every single person in the room single-handedly, and Hoyt might be dead. We save our little brother and fly out of here, where we find out that Citra has taken our friends and wants us to kill them. We obviously say no, like, what the fuck? Dennis, the little simp, gets mad and is all like, "Oh, you disobey my Discord king, princess. How dare you?" And he tries to stab us, but Citra, the dumb bitch, actually saves us. Dennis has like the 7th mental breakdown this week, and we officially finish Far Cry 3.
Citra, please. Do not leave me, please. Citra, I am sorry. Citra, please don't leave me.
So it's time to do the quick cleanup. Jumping off at one of the highest points in the game and surviving gets us one step closer to the platinum. Finding the Easter egg on this beach is pretty cool as it's from one of the best trailers for a game ever made. And lastly, distracting enemies with rocks, which somehow took this long. I want to say a big thank you for everyone watching this far, and I hope you enjoyed. Getting a video out has been really delayed and I suffered probably one of my worst sicknesses for nearly 2 weeks, but now I'm feeling a lot better and I'm ready to platinum a lot more games. Liking and subscribing means so much and takes only a second, so I'd really appreciate guys if you took a second out of your day to do that, and I'll see you in the next video.